TGI Fridays Big Ribs. Bigger, bolder, meatier. Just $12.99 for a full rack and 2 sides. TGI Fridays, where every night the apps are endless.
The halftime is sponsored by AT&T. The United States and England, well, we are tied at 1 after the first half. Plenty more action to get to. Hello, everyone. Thanks for being with us. I'm Jenny Taft alongside Heather O'Reilly, Alexi Lawless. Well, it may have been a slower start to that first half, but then 2 pretty incredible goals in the span of a couple minutes. So let's take a look at some of the highlights from what we just saw in that first half, and it started with the United States.
Well, this was the first time that we saw Kelly O'Hara actually advance up the field. She puts a good cross in the box. England doesn't get a clear. Megan Rapinoe takes it down with her chest, just rifles it. That's one that you hit on the training field, Lex, but when you hit it in a game that's
Take
good.
that, yes. Kisses to everyone. And this is not good here. This is not good here. We're gonna see here. This is gonna fall to Mallory Pugh here. And it's got to travel a long distance back. French getting her first start. No, you can't do that. If you're gonna make a mistake, don't make it be a big mistake like that. And then if you do make a big mistake like that and pick that up with the indirect coming, you got to make up for it. Ball on the back of the net. Not good. Not good for France. Not a good look for the U.S. And what has to be said was kind of a sloppy first half by both teams.
But for France, I mean, that is an uncharacteristic mistake. I mean, she's got to be disappointed in herself after that one at the break.
Well, certainly, it's her first cap.
Yeah.
And she's trying to make a World Cup team. She's trying to potentially start in a World Cup.
Sure.
And so obviously that's a mistake that you don't ever want to make. She's going to be disappointed from that, but there's still a second half here left to play. It wasn't great from the U.S. There was a lot of sloppy play in the beginning. I think finally they've started to advance Crystal Dunn and Kelly O'Hara a little bit higher up the field, perhaps changing into a 3-5-2, which allows them to kind of unlock and go forward. Crystal Dunn's on the field to attack.
Yep. And there are some positives in terms of the goal that was scored. Actually came all the way from the back, in, out, all the way from the back. That's something that Joe can look at and say, this is the type of stuff we do. I know it's risky at times, but once you're out, it's all that type of space for that right-hand side.
Anything else you're specifically watching for, Lex?
Don't kick the ball out of bounds. I mean, no, don't. It's just sloppy all around. They can find ways to score against this England team.
All right, we need to see a cleaner second half from the United States. We have plenty more action. We are live on Fox, and Megan Rapinoe, boy, that near post finished her 43rd international goal. Back-to-back goals in this tournament. Fox's coverage is sponsored by Volkswagen, the presenting partner of U.S. Soccer. We'll be right back with plenty more action. Halftime is sponsored by AT&T. And the 2019 edition of Major League Soccer on FS1 kicks off later tonight with a West Coast doubleheader. Zlatan and the LA Galaxy host the Chicago Fire at 7:30 Eastern, and the Seattle Sounders battle newcomer FC Cincinnati at 10 Eastern. Get this, David Beckham, he joins the FS1 pregame show. You don't want to miss it. Catch all the action on FS1 or stream live on the Fox Sports app. And the 2019 edition of the SheBelievesCup wraps up Tuesday in Tampa as this U.S. women's national team takes on legendary Marta in Brazil. Our coverage begins at 8 p.m. Eastern on FS1 or also streaming live on the Fox Sports app. Well, we saw that incredible finish from Megan Rapinoe. She and her teammates looking to turn it up a notch in the second. JP Dellacamera, Allie Wagner have the call next. U.S.-England, we're tied at 1.
Have you ever worked with Dr. Francis? Oh yeah, he's okay.
Just okay?
Guess who just got reinstated? Well, not officially. Nervous?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Don't worry about it. We'll figure it out. I'll see you in there.
Just okay is not okay, especially when it comes to your network. AT&T is America's best wireless network according to America's biggest test. Now with 5G evolution, the first step to 5G. More for your thing. That's our thing.
My name is Alex Morgan, and I play for the U.S. Women's National Team. Having this dream since I was 7 years old to be a professional soccer player and living it now, I never really understood the responsibility that I had and the amount of eyes on me, and it's pretty incredible, but I feel like because of that, you have a responsibility to leave the game in a way that sets up that next generation to do even bigger and better things. See more stories at celebratingsoccer.com.
Today's coverage is sponsored by Volkswagen, the presenting partner of U.S. Soccer. Nice crowd on hand today in Nashville, Tennessee. USA and England, 1 goal apiece in the first 45 minutes. Rapinoe for the U.S., out for England. Live standings show Japan on top. England also with 4 points. USA with just 2. If the score ended up like this, Brazil with nothing. Carly Lloyd and Phil Neville. Carly Lloyd played over in England, so they are familiar with one another. Carly did play for Manchester City. Let's see if there are any changes, Alan, for the second half. How do you think the first half ended? What can we look forward to in the second?
Well, how do I think it ended? It ended in 1-1.
That's it?
No, I mean, for the U.S., I would like to see changes. I'd like to see changes in the center of the park. I'd like to see changes in their spacing. I think as much as they want to play with an expansive shape, at times they have to get players closer to each other. Oftentimes you're seeing, Alexi talked about it, passes just going awry. But sometimes if you can make those shorter passes, it doesn't happen as often, and you can play with a better tempo, a better rhythm.
Megan Rapinoe told us the other day they needed to make better decisions on the ball and quicker. Are we seeing that?
I think you're seeing quicker. I do. I just think that there still needs to be a sharpness in their movement and a cohesive consciousness, if you will, in their movement.
Looks like no subs to start the second half of play on the U.S. kick. It comes back. Dahlkemper sends it up towards Ertz. You saw Ertz playing deeper defensively in the latter stages of that first half. Out. Paris, Bronze. Works it into the middle. Paris is down. Remember, she had that ankle injury the other night. That's cut off by Davidson and Dahlkemper for Dunn. And now it's going to be just cleared out of play. Yeah, Paris never got back up. As part of the She Believes theme, U.S. Women's National Team players not wearing their own names on the backs of their jerseys. Instead, each player wearing the name of a prominent woman who has inspired them. So it may be confusing to those watching on Fox, but that's the story. France on the ball, moving it right. Is Morgan trying to leave it off? Instead, it's England coming back. Can they counter? U.S. gets numbers back defensively to slow them down. Kirby leaves it. Kirby got it back for Bronze. Bronze will hold. Now back in the England half. Right side, it's pushed forward. Kirby couldn't keep it.
And Ertz has done well on her tonight. She's been the one responsible for spying her.
Valerie Pugh at the halfway line. It's behind Lavelle. Had to reach for it. This is Rose. Tap back. Morgan blocked. Taken away by England. Up the middle of the field. That's blocked. U.S. recovers. Davidson for Rapinoe. Fagan with the only U.S. goal. Houghton scored for England to tie it about 3 minutes after Rapinoe scored. 2 terrific goals, by the way. McManus for England, pushing it to Stokes on that left side. She missed Duggan on the pass. Ertz steps up. All the way towards Heath. Heath does well. Ball kept in. Chipped up and over. It's going to be a goal kick here for Bardsley.
And it looked like a dead-end ball there for Heath, but she just runs around McManus, who isn't the fleetest of foot there. Bodies are off. The deflection perhaps throws Alex Morgan. That one bounces up on her. She can't keep it down.
Let's hear from Alex Curry, who spoke with Jill Ellis before the team started off here in the second half. Alex.
Jill Ellis told me her message to the group is simple at half. They need to play with confidence. Defensively, they need to do things more as a unit. And on the attack, it's about playing the ball quicker and with that confidence.
See if that happens here. England might have had the same message for their team. Here's Dunn. Blocked by Daly. Jill Ellis told us yesterday she was pleased for the most part with the team's performance against Japan, but the team needed to be better in the 18 on both sides of the field. O'Hara moving it towards the middle. Taken down. Foul was not given. England are back. Lost it momentarily. Hunted as well to advance it. Duggan. Stokes for England. England ranked number 4 in the world by FIFA. And if you're looking at teams that could do well and go far in the next Women's World Cup, England's one of them. Out for a goal kick for France. England finished in 3rd place in the 2015 Women's World Cup. They're hoping to go another step forward.
They're certainly a team that I have that can lift the trophy, but this tournament, I haven't been as impressed with their style of play.
Well, less than 100 days away from the Women's World Cup, teams are still working on things. It's not the finished product, nor should it be at this stage.
I think that's the old preconceived notion we have in women's football, that at this point you should just be fine-tuning things heading to the World Cup. You're still perhaps 7 friendlies away from a World Cup. People can change form within that amount of time.
Kirby, not a factor so far, but she can be. She had both assists the other night in a win against Brazil. For bronze, and the quick strike. The flag was up anyway. That was a little bit what you could see what Kirby can do with the ball.
And those are the glimpses that I've seen from England in the past that there really hasn't been consistency with in this tournament. And I don't know that oh yeah, she's leaning there. It would have been on an initial pass. If that first one came in, she would have been onside. A little redirection from Bronze, though. One of the few times we've seen her in an advanced role.
Neville wanted a foul there as Davidson collided with Kirby. Blasted away by Ertz.
And another sloppy pass from Pugh. Dangerous in the center of midfield.
Pushed across to Stokes. Back for Walsh. Cheryl Walsh, a former under-23 international, sends that one too far forward to the feet of Adriana Franch.
And those are curious services for me from England because they don't have the pace in White or Kirby. Paris, yes, when she shifts central.
That's Bronze up the middle, the flick. Paris, step behind the defense, flag is down. Shot into goal, England leads. 2-1 England on a goal by Paris.
Well, there it was.
For the first time today.
Yeah, and there it was, JP. You talked about glimpses from Fran Kirby. Well, that's her pulling off the back line. She flicks that one into Paris, who's sneaking in behind. Look at the positioning of Dunn. She's caught up. Davidson is caught up. Dahlkemper's keeping them offside. And then she slides this one across Adriana Franch. You think she's going to make a kick save. But she can't get that leg out there in time. And that's a disaster from the back line of the United States. You have to give credit to England for pulling them out with Fran Kirby checking off and Paris being on the edge. But that's a tightness that's lacking right now in communication with that back four.
So Paris gets her 11th international goal. The assist going to Kirby, who now has 3 assists. So she has assisted her all of the England goals in this tournament. Bardsley played it out. Lavelle sends it high and wide. Kristen Press is up by the 4th official. She had an impact in the game against Japan the other night. We'll see if she does here.
This is a look at the deflection that pops out to Rose Lavelle. She's got plenty of time to strike that on goal, but it's landing at her right foot. Favors that left.
So this is the first time in the SheBelievesCup that the U.S. has trailed in a game. They had the leads twice against Japan, and Japan came back to tie. U.S. led here 1-0. England got the next 2. Rapinoe. So a big test for the U.S. Can they come back? The other night was, could they close it out? And the answer to that one was no, as Japan got that equalizer late. So Press is up by the 4th official, waiting to see who is going to be coming out. We'll see it momentarily. It's going to be Mallory Pugh who will check out.
I think that makes sense. I think she's had a tough day in the center of the park, holding on to possession for the United States. And with Press coming on, it'll likely shift Tobin Heath back into the midfield. She'll be in front of Julie Ertz alongside Rose Lavelle. And U.S. is back in. They're 4-3-3. They started this half, and they're what do they want to call it? A 3-2.
Whatever they want to call it.
But a 3-back system.
Press, as we said, made an immediate impact the other night. It started with her hustle, the runs that she was making. She was an influence. We'll see if she can do it again. Different type of player than Pugh, and in a different position here. Here's the goal.
And it's a really good finish by Paris. She's one of those players, come World Cup time, keep your eye on. Young gun, her alongside Fran Kirby, who oftentimes plays that provider for her. That's a nice chemistry those two have.
Paris, no surprise she's scoring goals, had 6 in World Cup qualifying. It'll be a throw in here for England.
So she actually burst onto the stage in the last SheBelievesCup when they played the United States. She was a substitute and came in and fired things up for England.
Throwing here for the U.S. Have to go back to July of 2011 for the U.S. to concede multiple goals in back-to-back games. That has to be a concern.
Without a
Jill
doubt.
Ellis and the coaching staff, right? Because they're not used to giving up 2 goals in a game. And certainly when you get to a World Cup, you're not going to be winning if that's what you're conceding.
And I'll challenge that concept and say, of course, defense wins championships. That's the old adage.
Yep.
But I think with this side, you can outscore your opponents. If you know you might be leaking goals, which of course you want to shore up, but if you can't figure that out, figure out how to be more explosive on the offensive end, because they have the tools. And that's what I don't think they're maximizing at this point.
Rapinoe will have a throw-in. There's Lavelle on it. Done. U.S. trailing here. 2-1 against England. Slipped through to Heath. A bit too far. That was looking like a good ball, of course. So in the live standings, if this result were to stand, England jumps over Japan with 6 points. But we're a long way from the finish line. We're in the 57th, now 58th minute. A lot can happen. In the meantime, we could change those standings. The U.S. will play Brazil on Tuesday in Tampa. England will face Japan. Played long, intended for Duggan. Not far enough. Ertz almost sprung Rapinoe. That was cleared away by Paris. She had the go-ahead goal, but the legs tangled up and the foul undone.
And some wily play there by her. She's got 2 defenders closing her down. She's going to opt to try to slide through
right through the center of draws the foul. Even with the heavy touch, you get the call, you say thank you very much.
Here's Daly on this right side. Looking at the red and white broken up there. Ertz will pick it up, head up, looking for an outlet. Comes all the way back towards Dahlkemper. England 2, the USA 1. Last 4 games these two clubs have played, all 1-0 results. US winning 3, England winning 1. See Becky Sauerbrunn on the sideline by the 4th official. Here's Kirby. Duggan. It's blocked. US under pressure. Dahlkemper releasing. US will get to that ball first. Ertz keeping it rolling. Press. That's knotted down. Lavelle. Wide to Rapinoe. The run made by Dunn. Oh, the farthest she has come upfield in this game during the run of play. Lavelle. Davidson. Dahlkemper. So O'Hara on the right. Stokes tried to play it back, was deflected. Goal kick. We are going to see the substitution now. Sauerbrunn getting ready to come into the game for Kelly O'Hara. So they got 45 out of O'Hara, got almost 60 here tonight.
That's a good sign for the U.S. and building her minutes up. But the back line is still struggling, and Sauerbrunn coming in. Communication likely will improve in the organization. She's the one that's led the line for so long now. She can bring that experience next to Davidson, next to Dahlkemper.
The back of her jersey says RBG. That's for Ruth Bader Ginsburg, someone that she has admired in her life as part of this SheBelieves Cup movement. So if you're just tuning in, don't be confused by that. Different names on the backs of the players' jerseys. Each player picked someone who has inspired them. We saw Mia Hamm's name on one jersey. We saw Beyonce in another.
I've just been waiting for you to say Beyonce scored.
Cardi B is another. Here's the U.S. with the ball. Good to see Sauerbrunn back. She missed the last game with some minor knee problems. But obviously she's good to go. She can play to the end of this. You know, at first we thought we wouldn't see her tonight. Maybe see her on Tuesday. So you wonder. Here's a block there. Sauerbrunn reaching for it. Quick shot. That could have been 3-1. Should have been.
And Dahlkemper just gets caught dwelling on this one. I mean, not much in that pace of Ellen White to close her down, and she still gets there.
Close call. That's an easy foul to call. Daly. Today's coverage of the USA versus England, sponsored by Volkswagen, the presenting partner of U.S. Soccer. Here's Ellen White, back for England. Taken down, free kick England. Pretty good spot.
And more sloppy play out of the back from the United States. It's a turnover. Becky Sauerbrunn just trying to drop back, absorb pressure, and allow time for Julie Ertz to get there. And I think she goes down soft.
This free kick will be beyond 30 yards out. Sam Ewis is by the 4th official. She will be the next USA sub, barring a change. Rapinoe communicating with French. Make sure the wall is set up right. Drilled in off the wall. Wall does its job. Cleared to the near sideline and out of play. Before this throw-in from Daly, we will see the sub.
It's Houghton who steps up again. She's the one who placed him in that far corner for the initial goal for England. This time it rockets off the wall. This is a substitution we've been looking for. I've been looking for. Ewis to come in.
First appearance for her in this tournament. Unused sub the other night. Some U.S. club team, North Carolina Courage. Defending champions of NWSL. So it's a goal kick for French. Well, we thought LaBelle was coming out of the game, 10 minutes in, when she went down with what appeared to be an injury. She gutted it out and seemed to be okay. So that's good news. That's the good news. The not so great news is that you continue to not see her the way that she should imprint on a match. Agreed. And this is something perhaps Ewis can bring. More control in the center of the park. Back to French. Ball cleared ahead to Rapinoe. Ewis. Morgan, another nice flick. That was terrific. For Rapinoe. Step behind the defense. Rapinoe in the box. Played it across. One miss there. Morgan's passing tonight has been so good. And that's going to be too far. She has made some great deft touches tonight. And it's all coming off of her back-to-goal play. The work that she puts in, whether she's stretching the line, trying to get in behind Houghton, or checking off, it's been incredibly nuanced when she is finding teammates under her if they're getting close enough for her to find them. And this is when Rapinoe's in space, and then this ball lands fortuitously at Alex Morgan's feet, but she can't get her shot off. The combination play that sends Rapinoe in is actually big time by the United States, and guess who it starts with? Ewis. She pulled out wide. There was really strong coordinated movement on this left side. Ewis after this ball. Ewis played a lot more 2 years ago for this team, but had some injuries last year that set her back. Paris picked off Tobin Heath. Press. Nice idea and a nicer ball. Played across almost for Morgan. Dunn trying to send it over. 66th minute. England with a 2-1 lead over the United States. U.S. turning it back. Shot taken. Blocked. Morgan blocked again. Through the corner. It is for the U.S. First one this half. 5th of the game. Seems like an injection of life since that one foul call got this crowd going and the team. Rapinoe's ready. Noise level picks up here in Nissan Stadium. Right to the middle. Loose ball. Quick shot blocked. Second one blocked. Knocked off the line and then in. U.S. has tied it. There was a scramble. It could be Davidson's. We'll wait and see. And the U.S. has looked dangerous on corner kicks all night long. The initial one's Davidson, but then it bounces around. I believe it's Heath right there. Oh, handball. Shouldn't it have been before it. It still goes in right there. She's just trying to save it. You could call a red if you want, if you're the red for that. Last player on the line. Right there. I think we saw a double handball. We also saw the game-tying goal from Tobin Heath, her 26th international goal. We're also seeing England just struggle on their set pieces. They can't clear it out of their 18. Game on again from Nashville. Paris pulling it back. Here's Daly. Davidson after it. Hurts. Clear that one out. U.S. ball. Well, the U.S. has shown that they can come back. Is there another goal in this game? What did Phil Neville tell us? He wanted winners. Tonight was going to be a massive test to see if his squad had what it takes to get a result against the United States. The U.S. is fighting back. Morgan passes blocked. A draw against the U.S. would be a good result for England, but they may not think so, considering that they had the lead. And especially the way you said Neville talked to us yesterday.
Yeah, I do not think they'd be happy with that result if that were to hold.
Maybe before the game, yes, not now. Ertz, nice step over Paris. England are getting ready to make a change. Up by the fourth official is Beth Mead, who scored the game-winning goal against Brazil Wednesday at Talon Energy Stadium. So England had a couple behind in their first game to beat Brazil. Here in this game, they came from behind, but then they took the lead. So each team is led by a goal. The other has come back to draw level. Sauber up the middle. Heath. Doesn't matter where Heath plays in the field, she can make an impact. Here is Rapinoe into the middle, fighting Mewis. Sam Mewis trying to push it forward on the wrong side of Morgan. But things are happening right now for the ladies in blue.
Really good movement and good look there by Sam Mewis, sliding that a more advanced scene. You're right, JP, though, with Tobin Heath, Sam Mewis, and Ertz in there, they're controlling the midfield last 5 minutes or so.
It's a different looking midfield for the U.S. because they're missing the injured Lindsey Horan, who is not a part of this roster. Back at home now with the quad injury, but Horan, one of those players you could pencil in for sure in the starting 11. So that's a big loss in this tournament, but she's not here. And they really changed their midfield. Dunn will play it back. Dunn started the game as the left back. She's now on that right side. Dunn left it off. Mewis returns it. Dunn up the wing. It's intended for Morgan. It comes all the way back to goal. Bardsley up the middle. Almost clipped away. Daly's on it. U.S. has 2 goals in this. Same with England. U.S. has never scored 3 in the SheBelievesCup game. Paris. That was some collision. No foul either way. Ruled incidental contact apparently. Then lost there. Daly end line. Blasted away. There's a clearance from Sauerbrunn. Another player down for England. Play continues. Now the referee will blow the whistle that you could barely hear in the stadium.
And the crowd might be booing, but that's the right call because it was to her head.
It's Houghton that's down.
When it's a head injury, his refs are instructed to stop play.
Women's game or men's game, same. Should be stopped.
And it's a quick deflection here off of Rapinoe that pings off of Houghton's face.
We're going to see the change now. Mead for Kirby is the change. And it's England's first change of the game for Phil Neville. Beth Mead plays for the club team Arsenal. And as mentioned before, got the game winner against Brazil the other night. Terrific goal. That's when we were talking about terrific goals in this tournament. 2 today, for sure. And a couple the other night.
Just quality strikes. It's a surprise for me that they're pulling Kirby off. But she is coming back from injury. Phil had said in November, I think she started to find her way back, and they're trying to manage her minutes throughout this tournament.
He stressed yesterday the competition for this team among the 23 players here and others that are back home. Some are injured, some just coming back from injury. And what he told us yesterday, 11 players can't win a World Cup.
And you want to instill belief in your players. The way you're asking them to believe in your system, you need to show belief in selecting them. And there needs to be reward for stepping up in training session in your form.
Big night tonight After we are done, Zlatan and the LA Galaxy host the Chicago Fire, 7:30 Eastern. Seattle Sounders versus FC Cincinnati in their debut season. That's at 10 Eastern. You can catch it all on FS1. We're streaming live on the Fox Sports app. Big night in Los Angeles. Statue of David Beckham being unveiled. David Beckham joins the FS1 pregame crew. Big day here on Fox. This game, SheBelievesCup, followed by 2 MLS games on opening weekend for Major League Soccer. 24th season, 24 teams. All excited about it. Daly leaves it off. Paris. Somebody that had an injured ankle. Paris has done so well today. US dropping it back. Dahlkemper has Sauerbrunn beside her. 74th minute. 2-2 game. Rapinoe and Heath, the goal scorers for the U.S. Hout and Paris for England. It's going to be the USA's ball.
And I think with the inclusion, JP, of Mewis, other than the profile she is as a player, I'm watching the way England's defending the U.S. They basically are picking up their 4 backs. They're leaving the center of the park wide open. They're picking up their wide midfielders. With Mewis coming in there, if she can dictate play, there's space.
She's got it. Trying to play it wide, too far wide, intended for Rapinoe. Throw in for Daly. Fourth year with a Houston dash. Stayed in the field of play or no? Heard the whistle now. He was out. Throw in for Tierna Davidson. Who left Stanford early. She'll play for the Chicago Red Stars. Davidson trying to find Mewis. That's cut off. Davidson. England are back on it. Intended for White. They've not been able to really find Ellen White today. That's a bit of a surprise. Here's French. Got to be careful with the ball there. Mewis. Dunn. Dunn forced back. Well, England told us yesterday they want to be brave and go for it, go toe-to-toe with the U.S., so we'll see how this next 15 play out.
What else did Phil say? He said, as a manager, you can't waver, you can't buckle in these crucial moments, and you have to stick with what you believe in, or your players will stop believing.
Remember, the other thing he said, don't be afraid to lose. Ertz is after it. Daly got to it first. Daly goes back for Hout. Good to see that she was not hurt earlier. U.S. will get to it back. Heath, Rapinoe on the same side now. Tobin by the corner flag, trying to spin away. Meade fouled her. Free kick U.S.
Heath gets in these situations all the time and draws the foul. She uses her body incredibly well. She has nowhere to go in that corner. Somehow now Rapinoe's deep, serving a ball in where England has suffered time and time again in this match.
'77th minute free kick. Rapinoe looking for a target, plays it in, skimmed off the woodwork, wide.
That was it. That's the quintessential run from Julie Ertz. She drives to the near post. The ball arrives, perfect timing. Just doesn't glance enough. Looks like it pings right off the corner.
How many times have we seen her convert those so good in the air and making that run?
Best in the world.
No foul given there. Or there. Blocked by England off the chest of Paris. Lucy Bronze going forward. Bronze full speed ahead, still going with it. Almost got through. He's down, kept with it, broke her up, and then Ertz clears it from US. Morgan. Press. Tobin Heath up the middle. Going wider for Megan Rapinoe. To the end line. Cutting it back. It's blocked. England trying to move it out. And they do. Right side to Mead. Walsh. That's blocked. England are getting ready to make another sub. Georgia Stanway by the fourth official. Just a 20-year-old. Mead trying to go wider. Davidson stays with her. No help yet for Mead, but she's holding the ball okay. And then lost it. And now we're going to see young Stanway coming into the game. 6 goals she scored at the under-20 Women's World Cup. Player on the rise with her national team. And White will lead.
Well, Phil's making offensive substitutions. First with Mead coming in, now Stanway. They certainly are going for it.
White not a factor today, but didn't get much service. She has 4 goals in the SheBelievesCup, so she's their all-time leading scorer in this competition.
But that's the role she plays for them. It's hold-up play.
Morgan, a step behind, looking for number 100. Drilled it wide. Wearing the name of Abby Wambach on the back of her jersey as one who inspired her.
The channel inside out behind Steph Houghton has been one she's been feasting on all day long. Just can't wrap around it. Difficult angle. I mean, she finds herself in that spot time and time again because she fades to that left side.
Off the chest of Heath. Blocked. Rapinoe fights for it. Fights again, but it's England coming away with it. And that pass was rushed and given away to French. 2-2 game here in Nashville. Final game for the U.S. in the SheBelievesCup. FS1 Tuesday, 8 p.m. versus Marta and Brazil. Our coverage begins 8 Eastern on FS1. You can stream it live on the Fox Sports app. This will fall to Stokes for England. Risky. Back for Bardsley. England will push it back. McManus.
And with Stanway and Nikita Paris now has gone to the spearhead of that front line. Now they have more pace. Now I can see them playing that ball over the top more often with success.
Daly. And it's knocked out. It was intended for Mead, last touched by the U.S. Live standings, if this result holds, Japan and England each with the 4 points. The U.S. would have just 2. Is there another goal to be found in this one? 82nd minute. USA 2, England 2. Long throw in, cleared out. Another throw in, Rapinoe. Saw Morgan. And too far as the 2 players collide. Ball out. England will have a goal kick.
They always do this quick throw in. Rapinoe and Alex Morgan. She finds herself in space. Stanway, McManus, excuse me, does incredibly well there though. Just body her off and let the ball run out of bounds.
83rd minute, US 2, England 2. That was the scoreline Wednesday in Chester, Pennsylvania. That was the final. USA leading in that game twice, only to see Japan come back twice in this one. US led by 1, England came back to draw level 3 minutes later. And then in the second half, a goal apiece, with the US trailing And then getting the equalizer from Tobin Heath, who has it now. That's blocked. England looking ahead. 1-2-5 on that attack. Blocked by Sauerbrunn. Done. Big collision there with Mead. No foul given. England will push it forward. We're going to get numbers into the attack. Late run by Bronze, but it skips by her for Daly. Rachel Daly to the right. Beth Mead, runners in the box for England, knocked out for a deep throw-in. Two in the 84th minute. USA made 3 subs. England have made a couple. They're allowed 6 in this tournament, 6 each. A Daly throw-in. The end line, Daly's cross, back post. French was going to come out and change their mind. Press after it. Pressured by Stokes. It is USA's ball.
And that right side's been quiet since the insertion of press. US has been unable to change it, get her in some space, sized up 1v1, which is incredibly good as her ability to break lines. It's all been on this left side. You need someone in the midfield, change it quickly.
In the 85th minute, it's a Demi Stokes throw-in. USA 2, England 2. Free kick England. Long distance free kick for England from the far side of the field. Duggan will take it, floats one up there. I thought England got it last at sea. They did. It's a goal kick. Carly Lloyd is up by the 4th official.
And the U.S. is fortunate on that because Steph Houghton was unmarked, one of their key targets from England.
Davidson is on it. Lloyd got in late on Wednesday against Japan. She's going to get in, looks like even later tonight. Flick forward by Morgan. McManus for Bardsley in his 2-2 game. 86th minute. Bardsley drives it long. Cut off there by Dahlkemper. Press past the Mewis, blocked. Mewis getting it back with her. It's Sam Mewis. Finds Rapinoe, lost it. Can't get it back. Kept alive by the U.S., but England is able to move it ahead. Mead pushing it to the outside. Morgan taking it away from her. Pushing it up for Heath. Just missed. Walsh avoids Rapinoe. 87th minute. US 2, England 2. Off that block. It's Morgan. Down the left wing sideline. Rapinoe sends it across. Too close to Bardsley. We're going to see the substitution. Carly Lloyd will come into the game, replacing Crystal Dunn. The other night she replaced Morgan. So what does this substitution tell us?
Could potentially be an offensive one where they go to the double nines. They so often like to do if they're trying to force a goal.
Certainly not a like-for-like swap.
Oh, it looks like they just shifted Ertz into the back line.
Now we see Jodie Taylor. And if she comes on, that's another offensive change for England. Both teams going for it. 88th minute. Trying to get the maximum 3 points instead of the 1 that each would have right now. That will leave Japan at the top of the standings if this result stands.
So many moving parts for the U.S. Tobin Heath was at the base of the triangle, in the center of the triangle. Ertz had gone to the left. Now Ertz is in the back line. Tobin's on the left, and Mewis is at the bottom.
We are going to see the change now. Paris very effective tonight, not just because of the goal. Replaced by Jodie Taylor. Taylor's played for 3 different clubs in the NWSL. Ball played ahead. Taylor looking for her first touch. It's going to be cleared out for a corner. England's first corner. See if Jodie Taylor plays a role in this one. Her current team, Reign FC. They used to be Seattle Reign. Now they're playing in Tacoma. So no more city in front of their name, just Reign FC. Meads corner, driven across. Comes outside of the box. Carol Walsh will settle it. McManus wide for Mead. It's Rapinoe's ball as she heads it forward. Heath was trying to get to it, but she's by herself. There were 5 England players back there. Bardsley. That was won here by Sauerbrunn. England will get it back. Debbie Stokes. Blocked by Ertz. Mewis intercepted. Too soft on that pass. US gets it back. It's Rapinoe. We're in the 90th minute. Another ball given away. Rapinoe tried to win it back. Went down. Gets the call. Free kick US.
Bronze, who initially had the soft pass that forced the turnover, or gave the turnover to the U.S., commits the foul. This is going to test Bardsley again off her line. It's going to drop in right around the head, top of the 6.
Rapinoe puts one up there. Morgan was up. Second ball, cleared out. Rapinoe fights to win it back. Sauerbrunn. Heath. Intended for Lloyd, that's cleared. Walsh missed it. Jodie Taylor won't. Taylor tucking it up the right side. It was played up by Stanway. Here's Jodie Taylor. 4 minutes added on, minimum in stoppage time. Wide for Duggan. Mead makes a run. Taylor makes a run. Duggan fires it, but it's right in French. Send up field, we're in the first minute of stoppage time. Minimum of 4. Rapinoe. Holding a play, Mewis. Trying to knock it towards Rapinoe, who's too far in front. Daly back, out. Legs get tangled. No foul given either way. Davidson. Sam Mewis. Lloyd, back for Ertz, right side, it's Dahlkemper. Driven up. Morgan was looking for it. Sam Mewis couldn't come through. She tried to get to that ball. Duggan, taking away Dahlkemper, drives it in, one flick. Wide, goal kick, England.
I wish we had a spy cam just honed in on the US's bench, because how animated Jill, Tony, how they're going after this, trying to urge everyone on. They want press higher. They want to create more space underneath. They're urging everyone forward. They want to push for this result. If that tells you anything about how important this game is for the mindset of this group going forward, watch the coaches right now.
That's Mead. That's a nice move. 4 on 3. Mead up the middle, slowing it down. On that far side, good job by Heath to break up Duggan. Heath doing it both ends of the field. On this right side, Lloyd taken down. Morgan after it, but Bardsley got there. May have gotten clipped, or is she just, nope, not much. Just holding on to it. Better than halfway through at stoppage time.
Lloyd cuts inside, and it's a deflected ball. You think that one's going to hang up for Alex Morgan, but Bardsley, quick off her line, gets there in time.
We're back to live action. Tobin Heath will find the open. Kristen Press taking off. Press outside. Lloyd was looking, tackled away. Ruled the goal kick. And that's Stokes that was down.
It's Lloyd again on the far side. Stokes goes to ground first. Battle between those two players. How about press though, JP? You see her pull away speed to lay Lloyd into space there.
As you were talking, I was watching both benches, both coaches very animated. As much as you said Jill Ellis was animated, Neville the same. Barnsley. High upfield, blocked by Heath to Mewis. Lloyd. Looking. Rapinoe. She went down. No call. She's looking for one. Cleared away. U.S. getting it back with Lloyd. Carly dropping it back. Mewis blocked. U.S. looks for it. They can't get to it yet. Bellcampers on that far side. It's going to be a U.S. throw-in. Almost at 4 minutes of stoppage time. Lifted long. It falls. Morgan was looking, couldn't find it. Mead takes off the other way. Duggan with time running out of this game. 2-2 here in Nashville. Too far away from Mewis. Final whistle. Final score is 2-2. Game-tying goal is Tobin Heath in the 67th minute. Each team led by a single goal. And the other team came back to draw level. When we come back, we'll hear more from Jenny, Alexi, and Heather. It is a 2-2 result. Each team getting a point in the She Believes Cup standings.